picture. Really the hottest nigga, you gon' respect this lava. I'm shooting it if I pull it, boy, make sure you want this drama. I bring it to you like it's Law and Order SVU. Turn you to a vegetable, now you look good inside a soup. Family come from Bishopville, but I grew up in that Bronx Zoo where they shoot you dead in the street and then dance all on top of you. And I do what I gotta do.
Started. Please don't get me started. Started.
What up, y'all? Snade Almighty, aka the Global Dark Skin Ambassador. Also known as the hardest working man in the YouTube platform. And I'm back with more reactions to other guys' prison stories. This is one of the bigger YouTube platforms, maybe the biggest. He got more views than a lot of other dudes, and rightfully so. This guy goes by the name of Larry Lawton, who was a jewelry thief. You know, so this makes a lot of the petty stuff that we were doing in the hood just seem like the most mundane and unnecessary crap. This guy was really getting to the money, playing with thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And he did time, and he came home, and he created a platform just like the rest of us. I look at platforms like this for inspiration. So he's going to talk about the worst attacks that he's seen or heard of in prison. And we're going to react to that right now. So without further ado, let's go.
Video. And you know, this video actually brought back memories of mine. So I'm going to explain a couple of the incidents that I know that are true, are fucking witnessed by me, or told to me by the persons themselves, or what I know about them by their paperwork. Obviously, you know, as a person who was in prison and did law work, I used to pull paperwork. So some of the people, I know what they did, and some of it is horrific as you can get. That's all I'm going to say. Now, their video had stuff like Charles Manson, Barry Mills, which is the Aryan Brotherhood, head of the Aryan Brotherhood. But they didn't mention people that I know either personally or know of who did worse, whether it was Silverstein himself, one of the founders of the Aryan Brotherhood. So I'm going to get into this. One of the incidents that always strikes out at me is when one of the young people I know got his anus cut from the top of his anus until his scrotum and seminal fluid.
Oh. They cut his booty? They cut his booty open? From the rooter to the tutor? And that's the first story he mentioned?
Was found. And here's the story. Actually, you get up very early in prison. I get up at 6 a.m. every morning. In fact, I never slept past 6 a.m. in prison. You don't do that. You get up when the doors crack. And when we say crack, they open the doors. And every prison I was...
Yeah, they open you up every day. They open you up. That's the thing about being in prison. Can anyone really say they're a real man in prison? When men do what they want, but as a man, you're being told what to do every single day.
We didn't have electric doors or anything like that. They had a guard who came around, what they call turnkey, and turned the key and opened the door, and you'd hear him start at the beginning of the unit and work its way around. And you'd hear him, and you come, you get ready with your boots, your sneakers, you're getting up, getting coffee, getting ready for chow. One of the inmates that we know, a friend who worked in the medical department, came into the unit from the night shift or wherever it was coming. He said, "You guys got to read this. You know, we know what happened. I'm going to tell you why from the night before, because we were at the night before. I'll get that part first. So the night before, it's just after lockdown in Atlanta, and we hear screaming, and I mean screaming for your life. If you ever heard a man scream, I mean like screaming. I don't mean like a fucking, I mean a man fucking screaming for his life. Now, the tier is locked down, so we can't get up there. We can't get out.
I believe when he says a man screaming for his life, he probably means something like a one of those.
You can't get to where this person is to help him. You know, you can't. Your door's locked, things are locked. You hear, you see the guards come running. You know it's a friend of yours up in the cell. And we didn't know what was going on, obviously. And So all of a sudden, we go to bed, things come out, you're watching out the window. You're looking out the window. But we didn't see anything at this time because they didn't take him down to my area. They took him down to another area. So here we are, watching this whole situation, screaming, everything else. Next thing you know, we get up in the morning, you get up. Actually, I saw crime scene tape up at that door. Still can't get up to that area. And I see crime scene tape, yellow tape across the door of the cell. Didn't think anything of it, couldn't get up there. We go, the guy get up. The guy comes from the medical department. He says, you gotta read this. And it has in there, inmate's name. And it says, inmate's name, and then it says, was cut with a sharp, his anus was cut with a sharp object from the top of his anus until his scrotum, and seminal fluid was found. Now, we know who he was. We know he didn't die. We know he was taken to the outside hospital. Sure enough, he...
Bro. What kind of issues did this man have to make another person carve him with a scalpel or something from his booty hole? From his booty hole to his scrotum. It's like live action, like castration, like.
Fucking never saw him again. We never saw him again. But think of that. I still, to this day, hear those screams. And sometimes I have nightmares.
I'm pretty sure it was something like that.
You know, I can admit how fucked up my head sometimes gets from some of the stuff I've seen and witnessed, and that is an incident that is like, I mean, like, thinking about that. You know, often I used to get when I tell stories or speak at groups, people would say to me, well, why would they do that? Don't they want a tight ass if you're going to rape somebody? And I have to...
Before you even go into that, I don't know what you're going to say, but being somebody who went to prison, a lot of the times, you know, the humiliation of it, doing somebody the filthiest is what really counts. Sometimes, like, it ain't always just about, I'm going to take your booty. It could be just about, I'm going to literally violate you and make you have to remember this for the rest of your life. It's about violation. It's about violation and just showing people that you have absolutely no respect for them.
Explain to everybody that rape is not a crime of sex, it's a crime of violence. In fact, when I did get up to see that cell area, you could see blood on the bunk. I mean, you want to talk about just a gross thing to do. And, you know, even though the person didn't die, it was one of the worst, you know, ones that I remember and I hear, and it affects me in some kind of way. So that's just one. Now, another one, and this happened by guards. Again, not a death, but I'm going to get into some of them. So, this kind of freaks me out, and again, it's a sound I hear to this day that can fuck me up. And you know, people don't know. You know, I often tell people, you know, sometimes you know, they say, "Oh, you're a really nice guy." I says, but you know, sometimes I worry myself about snapping. Sometimes I think that, you know, I got to catch myself from getting mad or, you know, doing something when I hear about somebody picking on somebody or something. I hate that. I think that's the worst thing anybody can do, is pick on somebody who isn't.
Larry is a stand-up guy. Although I initially was somebody who picked on other people as well. When I started, like, opening my third eye and started thinking more deeply about situations and how I even ended up where I was at, I grew to despise bullies.
Not able to defend themselves. You know, I wore the shirt for that because I don't believe in bad people, but I believe in bad choices. Some of the people here are just straight bad. But in this next incident, it was when I was in the hole, and I tell these stories, so you might have heard the story, but this is collectively what I think of, is I was in the cell and I heard the guards literally snap a guy's leg like it was a fucking piece of wood. And you heard him come in. It's what they call the goon squad comes in. At that time, they didn't cover the windows. They used to cover the windows after that. They cover the windows with a piece of like magnet. And sure enough,
I bet the police got away with this. I bet they did. I bet absolutely nothing happened to them. Nothing. Less than a slap on the wrist. I guarantee you that. Before he says it, I guarantee you that.
He'll come into the goon squad. And, they're getting ready. So everybody in the whole tier is up on the fucking door. This is in the hole. And we're all up looking and trying to look. And if you got, you got a cellie, because sometimes in the cellie, hole you sometimes get cellies. And, you're both trying to look. One's the tall one. You're looking out the window. You're listening. You're hearing stuff. Now, this is happening in the cell next to us. So you want to talk about right there. The goon squad's all around. And you're just watching them. First, they come, cuff up, because they did this to me. Cuff up, no, you don't cuff up, everything. Then once the goon squad, everybody comes from the case manager, which is your case manager, then the unit manager, then the captain eventually comes and says, this is going to be a last warning. Captain was the last one, head of security for prison. This is the last one. I'm warning you. You better go cuff up. And the guy at this point is saying, fuck you, suck my dick, and do whatever the fuck he's saying. And sure enough, they fucking open up. And now they're all out there. And you see them. You see them, geared up. The helmets, the fucking flak vests, the fucking shields. And they're ready to go in. And they don't fuck around. They open that door and they rush in. And when I say there's nothing you can do, because the first of all, the shields they have are shocked. You get electrocuted or whatever the fuck they do, or how they do that. They'll mace you, they'll do something. Because they did this to me. I had this done to me, but I didn't have my leg broken. They beat me, they broke my ribs, they fucked me up. There's a lot of incidents that happened to me that were fucked up. But it's amazing how I hear the other one. They go in and you hear all the ruffling, it's, the people, not screaming. Not screaming. It's grunting. It's fucking, you hear people, fighting and fucking, of course it doesn't last long. It lasts seconds. It gets quiet and all of a sudden I literally heard snap, like a piece of wood snapping. Literally like a piece of fucking wood snapping. To this day, again.
Yo, I'm not ever going back to prison. I'm not ever going back.
And I hear fucking things in my head that fucking drive me crazy a little bit. I mean, it can happen anytime. I can be outside and it can happen. Matter of fact, I actually broke a piece of wood myself to do something. And then wow, look at this. I just got a whole fucking chill down my fucking arm. Oh my God. Holy fuck. Anyway, hearing this, and then I'm still at the door. Now, the medic comes in, the guy comes in, they come in with a gurney. They put the guy on a gurney, he passed out. He's laying on the gurney, he's coming out of the cell, and his leg is literally this way, hanging off the fucking gurney. They didn't even move it back. I don't know if they couldn't move it back because the bone was stuck that way, whatever the fuck it was. His leg was...
Like, all I can picture right now is, y'all know in Family Guy, when it's one of those crazy fights or somebody get hit by a car or something and they just be laid out, face on the ground, and one of their arms be behind their back and then their leg be broke and twisted to the side. That's all I could think about, bro. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Snap like a piece of wood. Like this. You can't turn your leg. You're laying on the gurney flat. You can't turn your leg fucking in a 90-degree angle. And they fucking take him out. And, it's amazing because after incidents like this, we, the inmates, they get fed or whatever's coming up next, whether it's nighttime or whatever. And it's really an eerie quiet, if you know what I mean. It's like an eerie quiet. You want to say, fuck yourself.
I guarantee you, dude got his leg broke. Once he left the hospital, he went to the hole. He went to the bank. for a long time after that, too.
Motherfucker, you scumbag. Now, it wasn't the guards that were on the tier. This is, I gotta say that. And again, there's always some good guards. This was done by the goon squad, the people that don't give a fuck.
The goon squad. I see now that there's a goon squad everywhere. Rikers Island, we called them the A-team. This is who you call when it's time to hurt people because they're not listening to the officers that are their regulars. Just a bunch of big, muscular dudes, right? They smash female officers and they work out all day. And when they pull up, they putting hands and feet on you, period. So it's a goon squad everywhere.
People must sign up for that for whatever reason, and they want to be part of the great prison fucking people. So that's 2 incidents I know. Another incident I remember very much so was during Christmas time. A guy gets on the phone, and this is in ATL, and gets in on the phone, and at that time, the system has changed, but at that time, you could call back to back. And this is why I think they changed it. In the phone system, you have to put numbers into your phone, and then when you call, you have money on your books, you make a phone call, and you get 15 minutes and the phone cuts off. At that time, you can hang up, pick the phone up, and make another phone call. You can do that. Now they don't do that. Once you make a phone call from your account, you have to wait an hour to make another phone call. So if you had an argument with your old lady and the phone clicks off, because it's very abrupt, you don't even know what's happening. Trust me, 15 minutes flies fucking by. I know, I do videos.
It does.
Anyway, you're on the phone talking to your girl. You could be in sex talk, you can be there, and then you'll hear 1 minute and 1 minute. Throughout the call, 1 or twice it'll say, this is a phone call from an inmate in a federal institution. But at 1 minute, they give you the 1 minute, or you heard a button, or you heard like a click, and you knew it was 1 minute. Anyway, then you gotta fucking say goodbye, I love you, or whatever you're gonna say, and that's it. I mean, we used to do all the stuff that normal people do. You had phone sex, do this with your girl, whatever you're doing. And anyway, this one guy, and I'll never forget, this black guy, he was on the fucking phone, and he had his chair. He actually had a chair he put near the phone. People did that. They'd sit down and make their phone call. Now, this is Christmas time, mind you. Christmas time and holidays, people put a line up. There's a line, literally. I mean, it's not a physical line you have to stand in. It's, hey, I'm next. You tell the next guy, hey, I'm up next, I'm right here. I might be playing spades, might be doing something, but I'm up next, motherfucker. I'm online. Okay, then he waits the next guy, and then, listen, I've done that, and it's a guy, you take my spot, I'll get next one. Because I'm in the middle of a spades hand, or I play a lot of pinochle. So anyway, we fucking do that, and fucking all of a sudden, the next guy goes, well, this one guy, because everybody was waiting. There was a line, too. There's some lines, but not, they're not a hard line, I call it, where, if you said you were next, people would respect that. If you were up in line, because the first thing you do is you come down the stairs and say, who's next? Who's last? And then, someone said, man, I got last. I'm ready. Nobody mind me. I go, I'm after you. Got it, man?
Definite prison stuff. Yo, I got next, you heard? Yo, who getting on the phone next? Alright, I'm after you, bro.
Got it, yeah. And you get enough respect around the prison when you know what's going on or who's going to jump that line. If they do, you got to do what you got to do.
Facts.
But anyway, this guy picks up the phone, makes his 15-minute call, hangs up, picks up the phone. Starts to dial. That's a big no-no. Big no-no. It's people waiting, motherfucker. You want to get off the phone and get in the back of the line? More pop.
Violation. It was violation.
What to you? You don't fuck.
A series of unfortunate events is coming. It's about to go down.
And just pick up the phone, because now you're disrespecting everybody in that line. And I saw this one guy go up, leave the line, not much respect. For people say, what the fuck you doing, man? Fuck you. People get mad. People do, something's going to happen. You see one guy go. He goes back to his cell and he comes back with a fucking shank.
Yep.
This fucking guy was on the telephone with his family. And this guy was in a chair. This other guy comes and fucking right over his shoulder, stabbing. He didn't see him coming. Stabbing this guy. Fucking stabbing. Phone drops. Fucking blood all over the place. This guy's on the phone with his family. Getting fucking stabbed. Goes.
Hey, man. Pure savagery at its finest. The man did not respect penitentiary rules. He got what was coming to him. Regardless of how much more time you thought you needed, bunch of guys called next after you. You force people hand when you don't listen. I mean, you force people hand when you don't follow penitentiary rules. Penitentiary rules was in effect and it was not respected. Therefore, that happened.
Yeah. Of course that fucks it up for everybody else because the minute that happened, it's lockdown time. The whole prison fucking lockdown, in fact. I mean, they don't know. Again, is it a riot? Is it a racial thing? Whatever. Until they find out. Matter of fact, I don't even think we were locked down for a few hours in that one. It wasn't even a day, I don't remember. You get locked down, but they figure out right away what the fucking happened. This guy's on the phone. This guy but this fucking guy fucking kept stabbing this fucking guy. He died. That guy died. I mean, that was like, holy fuck, what the fuck are we, this is not fucking, I'm like, holy shit, man, But at this point...
Yo, listen. If he would have just stayed honorable and not violate nobody over that phone, he would still be alive. Maybe this guy didn't have life and he was going to come home one day. But he violated. Just like that, blink of an eye can happen.
In the prison system, I'm like, I get it. I never thought I would get out alive anyway, so I was ready to violent. I stabbed 2 people myself, been stabbed twice. So I understand the game, so to speak. You have to do what you gotta do. And that guy fucking died right fucking there. And I thought, holy shit. But I knew Atlanta, I told you this, I knew Atlanta was going to be a wild prison. I was in Atlanta, and they have 2 sides of a chow hall, the old chow hall they call it. And they had 2 sides to the chow hall. My first week, maybe first 2-3 days there, I don't know many people. I knew the mobsters who hooked me up and they gave me a big bag of groceries. Victorina took care of me after I gave him a note, which I suitcased from another prison. And all of a sudden, fucking in front of me, maybe 5 people, somebody cut in line, and he was fucking stabbed and killed right on fucking line. I'm like, holy fuck, what am I in? This place is not right. This is a fucking zoo prison. Holy shit. But in that case, again, they knew right away. They didn't even shut the fucking prison down. And this is when I first got there. They closed that whole side of the chow hall, but kept the other fucking side running. I'm like, holy fuck. They didn't even interview me. I saw the whole fucking thing. They didn't interview me. They knew what it was. They knew how it was. They must have knew something was coming. If you think cops, and we call guards cops, are fucking really giving a fuck, let me tell you what they'll do. If they don't like a group, let's say they don't like the Aryan Brotherhood, or they don't like, whatever, the GD, or let's say they don't like, I don't know, Nietas, Latin King, whatever. They'll fucking put one of their people and know he's a snitch or know he's a child molester and put him on the yard and wait for that group to fucking stab him or do something to him so they can lock them all down. And they'll do that. They'll take the whole group off the fucking yard. They'll take 5 or 10 fucking AB. Well, there's never more than 4 on the yard. We only had a couple, I think it was. And they won't fucking, they'll take them all off the yard because they want them off the yard. They don't want to deal with them anymore. And
sinister shit. Sinister shit, boy. Sinister shit. It's prison, though. What are you going to do? It's prison. Police is the big homies. They the bosses. Everything happens through them.
Take them off the yard and start the transfer process. Now, it's crazy because they do that. The guards would do that, or the administration does that. Listen, the prison system is not what people think. It's all holier than thou fucking group. They're not. There's a very fine line between guard and inmate, just the way it is. Another one I heard. Well, one of the guys I know literally had 3 bodies, and I heard the stories, cut one guy's head off in another prison with a fucking shank. Think of what I just said. I don't know how hard it is to cut a person's head off because I never did it, of course. But fucking cut a guy's head off with fucking a shank and fucking killed the guy and fucking had a head. That, you can look these up on Google. Another Google one that was, and I know the guy. I know that guy. I was also in the prison when that one guy killed his cellie for snoring. Put a shank in his fucking chest, and on the top bunk, I don't know the beefs, came up and fucking was fucking.
Well, that's sure bad communication. That's terrible communication. I mean, damn. He was snoring that bad, huh? He was like, I can't take this. I'd rather go to the hole for 5 years or something like that than to hear this man snore for one more night. Crazy. But you know, this federal prison, you know, a lot of dudes got 30, 40 years, life sentences. They don't care. Any inconveniences another inmate causes them, they're going to handle it with their own version of justice.
Them killed the fucking guy, went back to bed. Next morning they found the blood all over the...
If you've never been to prison before, would you like to go? Would you like to go? Would you like to go? This ain't got nothing on what I ain't got nothing on this. I ain't got nothing on what he's talking about. I never even been to a max. Thank God. Thank the Lord. Thank Black Jesus. Because this is crazy.
Seep through the fucking mattress, the whole fucking worst. And fucking, of course, he said, you know, this psycho fucking path. You know, I think of those people and say, who would want them in their communities? Obviously, nobody.
Right? Who would want this Looney Tune in their communities? These people have to be put away.
You know, and a couple of the deaths or things that happened to me, I was in the cell. I know the drug dealer, we're hanging out. Everybody's in the cell. And this one guy, and I remember who he was pretty good. He's about 50 years, 51 years old. Now, I'm hanging out with the drug dealers. We party, we do things, we know each other. You know, we're hanging out. And this guy walks into the cell and says to the dude, the drug dealer, says, listen, I need 5 papers of heroin, and I'm not going to pay you. He ain't going to fucking pay me. And these drug dealers don't be playing either, you know.
That was gangster. You talking to a drug dealer. It's a lot of money on the line. Wow. Wowzers. Wowzers.
Murderers. There was a murderer, and he says, what are you talking about? Don't fuck with me.
Get the strap.
This is a joke or some shit. Because you owe the money. He goes, no, I'm checking out. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm sitting on the bunk listening to this whole fucking conversation. And it was me, and another guy sitting there in the bunk next to me. Guy was sitting on the toilet, and one guy was standing near the door. Now, there were a couple of guys out of the cell leaning on the fucking tier, you know, railing, and one of them was a lookout, obviously. You know, guards came and stuff like that. And we'd hang out, bullshit, do fucking dope, fucking, you know, party. That's what we did. And sure enough, the fucking guy said, I'm checking out. And I'm like, I didn't get it at first. And then everybody kind of shut up, and he goes, yeah, he goes, I can't take it anymore. Lost my appeals. I'm not going to live like this. And I'm like, holy fuck, am I hearing what I'm hearing? Now I'm in Atlanta.
Oh, I get it. He went on a kamikaze mission. He went on a kamikaze mission because he wasn't going to go home. He wanted to go home. So he said, you know what? Body me. Body me. I want to go out high. I get it. It's a sad thing, but I get it.
At this time, about a year. So I know people been around a lot. I mean, there would come good times. I'll tell you about there. But anyway, he said he got the drug dealer gives him 5 papers of heroin. Now, 5 papers of heroin was $125. That's a lot in prison, especially back in 97, 98. This was 98, end of 98. He gives him the 5 papers of heroin. Now, when I say paper, the reason they call it paper, it's little in the paper, little thing, you open it up, and it's fucking enough to fuck you up. Well, 5 papers and the right kind of stuff will fucking kill you. So sure enough, this guy got a rig out, you know, went back to his cell, and I'm like, did I hear that right? We were talking about it. Because the drug dealer gave him the dope and said to him, you better be dead in the morning, or I'm going to kill you. And these guys weren't playing. And it wasn't like afterwards you say, oh, you're really going to do that? No fucking way. These are people who have bodies already. They're capable of doing anything. So
yeah, they don't have nothing to lose. They already locked up for forever. You're not going home. You might as well make your own laws while you're in there, while you're under the scrutiny of federal prison. You got life. We gonna let somebody violate you? So you gotta deal with it for the rest of your life? No.
Like you're okay with it. But, I thought about it all night, that is this guy going to kill himself? Holy fuck, would I ever do that? Because I told you in the whole I thought of suicide. And I understood it, but never did it. I thought about it. Don't tell me I wasn't close, because I was. And anyway, sure enough, next morning, he was dead. But they found him at night, actually. I don't know what time and how they found him. But he was called dead. And he comes out blue, you'll see him come out in a stretcher. They gave bullshit, what do you call it, fucking CPR. I don't think they had Narcan then, which they have now. I don't think they had Narcan, whatever, in 98. I don't think they did. Or if they did, the prison didn't have it readily available. Oh, I didn't see guards with it, so to speak, that can shoot, hit the guy with Narcan and reverse an overdose. So, no. This fucking guy, sure enough, fucking died in the morning, and I'm like, I fucking many, many years have thought about all this stuff, and to be honest, it really freaks me out a little bit sometimes, and I think, am I normal? I really do think.
There's no way to serve any kind of considerable amount of time being incarcerated and come home and be normal. You will have PTSD for the rest of your life. Random things that happen that got nothing to do with prison that'll remind you of something that happened while you were in prison. I'm more normal than him, and I'm not normal. He was in federal prison where all this extra next level type of violent shit was happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. We just come home and try to make something work. We just come home and adjust to the new life that we have.
Yeah, guys. And, am I okay? Am I fucking able to be? But then I can go out and I can get with friends, get with Ben on the podcast, get with my brother, and be normal. I take care of my mom. But I often wonder how much effect it had on me and does have on me. Because to be totally honest with you, I don't fear death at all. I don't fear death even a little bit. When it happens, it happens. It's going to happen to me. And when it does, it's going to be a sad day for the people around me, but I won't fucking know about it. And I just don't fear it. I mean, I don't fear getting shot. I don't fear about, something happening. If it happens, if a guy come into this fucking house, I'm charging him. I'm not fucking cowering in the corner. I'm going to do what the fuck I got to do to fucking save my family or fucking get killed doing it.
All right, we're going to end it there. Listen. It's my first time watching an entire Larry Lawton video. I literally just came across this dude a couple days ago. I mean, he deserved every dollar he get. He deserved any book deals he get. He deserved to sell every book that he sold. This guy right here is the truth, And I'm gonna be honest, I don't watch too much of, white guys in this space because I ain't gonna lie, I be jealous. I look at their numbers, I be like, yo, man, he killing them. But I do respect their craft. Salute to Larry Lawton. Subscribe to Larry Lawton if you haven't already. This guy's the truth. Larry Lawton, if you find out I'm doing this, please do not copyright me. Please. Like, share, come subscribe, holla.